Well, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 0 to 16. It's another episode on Marks E90 325 that we've been doing a bit of work on lately. So Mark's had this car, hopefully you know, but Mark's had this car for about 10 years. It's a non-mSport model, but it was spec'd a bit weird from the factory. So it was spec'd with the mSport suspension, and Mark's actually put the M3 side skirts on it. But we did the Shadowline conversion about a month ago, and he also managed to borrow the mSport seats out of my E90 parts car that I bought. So it's going through a few phases of an mSport conversion, and today we're tackling the steering wheel. A couple of nights ago, a cheap mSport steering wheel popped up on Facebook Marketplace with the replaced Takata airbag. So we thought we'd grab it and do the steering wheel mod, because this steering wheel looks ugly. In fact, let's have a quick look at it now. The wheel is probably the last thing that really looks a bit grandpa spec on this car. And it's just the non-M E90 wheel. And I have had the AC running to try and cool it down a bit. But yeah, it's this weird triangular cheese block shaped wheel. And it sort of like protrudes out. It's such a weird shape. And it just doesn't feel nice. It's got the thinner wheel. I think I did mention it on camera previously, but Mark did actually retrim this leather, God, probably about 3 months ago now, where the wheel underneath is quite manky. We're going to run with this mSport version for now. It's original mSport leather, but it does have a few cracks on the top. He said he'll see how he goes with it. There's a good chance he'll just recover that one with a genuine leather where this is pleather. But the big thing is getting rid of this center section where it's got that weird airbag. And we have the new 2019 Takata airbag here. So this one was changed in the recall, and hopefully won't kill anyone in the future, but we'll see how we go. All right, let's get to work on getting this one off. So whenever doing anything with an airbag, always disconnect your battery first. And with the steering wheels, they've got these, I'll show you on this one once it's off, but the mSport wheel, it's got these little indentations here, which you can poke a flat blade screwdriver in, and hopefully you can see in there, and then it moves these pins across. So the mSport ones are pretty fiddly. Mark has had this one off and he reckons it's quite easy on this car, so let's see how hard the non-mSports are to get out. Okay, so with the non-mSport wheels or airbags, you do need to go up with the screwdriver. I was trying to go straight in. I definitely just Googled that, but let's try it again. Hey, we got it. That's that side popped off. Well, I think I had the same issue when I took the airbag off the parts car, which takes ages for me to get it to hook in. Anyway, no joke, 10 minutes later, we have the airbag out. Oh, what a nightmare. Okay, so once you're in, cool, that is just a 16mm nut. That'll stay with that one. Cool, we have airbag wiring, sweet. So to get the steering wheel off whilst it's locked, we simply, with a 16mm ratchet, they're never as tight as I think they're going to be on the beamers. And before I take that nut straight off, yeah, she's loose. Ooh, we have some thread from the aftermarket steering wheel in the clock spring. That was lucky, that could have done some damage. That's filthy. Mark knows about this. He's going to have to clean it. New wheel on. Ooh, look at that. You want to make sure that it's centered, I should say, not, yeah, centered, so that your wheel alignment's not out of whack. Main nut back on. Nice and tight. And we can plug the steering wheel controls back in, and we'll connect the airbag wiring to the airbag. And it will be that one and that one. And the plug goes into the clock spring. And we're just going to check the clock spring plugs, because they do appear to be different. They are. Okay. How different are we talking? Okay, so hopefully you can see this all right, but the airbag plugs have the mSport has a grey connector and the non-mSport has this black connector. I've just pulled the grey one off, and we'll just see if the black one will hold the main wire. It's not the same. So you can't just swap them over. So they are the two connectors there, and you can see this black one is smooth on that side, and this one has that little ridge. So instead of trying to swap them over, which doesn't seem to work, I'm going to go and just file that top ridge down, and then we should better plug the grey one in and see how we go. So we've got the edge filed down, probably a little bit too enthusiastically, but let's fit the main plug back in to the outer surround. Then we can connect it. And she's locked in, not going to come loose. Right. Now let's get these airbag connectors in. And then the airbag should lock in. She's locked in. All right, let me reconnect the battery. And we'll give it a test. Okay, so we've got no airbag light. So that means it's registered the airbag. And let's just make sure that we can control the stereo as soon as it wakes up. It's weird, the iDriver's locked up. I wonder if it's because the boot's open. Okay, well I don't know what the hell was happening there. It was like the iDrive had locked up. But we're into CarPlay now, and we have volume, and we can skip tracks. Yes, it's working. It's working. Just see if the special function buttons work. They do. That switched it to the radio. That's back to aux. Sweet, all the controls work. I think we're good. I'm not going to test the horn because people think I'm barking at them. But yeah, okay. And no airbag light. I was getting nervous for a minute. I was getting nervous. Okay. So there we go. We have a working mSport wheel in the car. Unfortunately, it does need the trim painting. It's had the genuine mSport trim. It's like a soft plastic. I don't know what it is. It's got like some sort of soft coating on it. Well, this one's been completely cleaned off, and I really think this needs to be painted like a matte black instead of the gloss. but it'll do for now. But man, it's such a better wheel to hold, and you wouldn't think it'd make that much difference, but because this wheel is particularly flat in this cross section, your hand sort of sits on top of the wheel, where the mSport, your hand goes into the wheel. It just feels so much nicer. And even just the, I know it's becoming a thing to like thinner wheels, but these just feel quite hard and small, where your hand just sits in there perfectly. It's a much nicer wheel. Just got to get that trim painted, and this car is looking pretty damn good. Yeah, it's had, the wood trim has been changed to piano black. We've got the mSport seats in there now, which are mint. It's had all the door cards out of the other car. He's got the black hood lining, because this one is sagging, but it just needs to do a bit of a repair where the side airbag gone off. But this will have the anthracite headlining and A and B pillars and C pillars. Actually, he's already put the B pillars in. So it's going to be a sick little car. Mark, you're doing well. I'm glad you're still giving your car love, even though it's getting on a bit. And interestingly enough, after daily driving this for 10 years, he bought a new car, an X5, and now he's sort of reconditioning this one up. He doesn't want to sell it. It's what we like to see. All right, guys. mSport steering wheel swap done. I'll let you know how Mark goes if he decides to paint this trim. I've actually got a spare. I've got a spare one of these which come off that car over there, so I could just give it to him, I guess, but even mine's got a couple of marks on it. Anyway, that'll do for now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Still works.